What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So as y'all know, the full patch notes have now been released for the big Season 5 update. As I did promise in that previous video, I will be going over all of them. I also want to mention all the categories are going to be in the description or at least timestamped if you are looking to check a specific thing out. Nonetheless though, we do not waste any time here. Let's jump right into this. So the first thing is going to be the patch size by platform. So for the PC, you're looking at around 40.9 gigabytes. PlayStation 4 is going to be 14.3 gigabytes. PlayStation 5 is going to be around 10.9 gigabytes. Xbox One is going to be 13.4 gigabytes. Xbox Series is going to be 16 gigabytes. Now, I do understand a lot of these patch sizes can vary based on your game version, but I would say that's probably going to be fairly accurate. Also, why is PC such a big download file? Let me know in the comments below. I also do want to mention, by the way, there is a lot of patch notes here. I was a bit surprised how much they put in this update. The next thing, though, is going to be the playlist. So, the new playlist, Made in Japan Volume 2, get ready for Round 2 of the fan favorite playlist. We're also going to have the Chase Squad that's also part of it. The next four things are going to be fixes. The Burning Style Challenge is now working correctly. Fixed a text bug for several Automobile Lamborghini challenges. The next one, though, fixed cases where player was respawned to the wrong place after a reward cinematic. Fixed occurrences where the crowd was not correctly displayed in Donk vs. Lowrider playlist events. Don't really know if I actually took notice of that, but hey, it is going to be a nice fix. The next one is going to be the event, so of course we're going to have the new mode, the Rivals and the Chase. Complete the new playlist, unlock both new progressions. The next one is going to say improve custom mode now has dedicated progression and associated rewards. But under that it says please note any event category that has already been completed before Season 5 by a player in custom mode will not count towards the new progression. This was actually something I was noticing many people mentioning in the Discord and also a few different videos. So if you guys are wondering all that grinding you did beforehand, or who knows, maybe you were trying to get a head start and do a bunch of the events and actually get like a bunch of the prestige tickets back for doing it. Unfortunately, that is not going to be a thing though. After that though, we're going to have fixed GPS line display on several feats. Fixed occurrences where the mini-map would disappear when using rewind or fast fade before starting any summit feat. The next one though, Boys in the Mud, crash cam now triggers properly when jumping over the side barriers into the crowd at 99%. That is actually kind of weird, but I guess I understand it. The next one, fixed several occurrences where launching an activity in the crew would fail. That is actually going to be really nice, guys. Again, I feel like the crew issues are going to be great, and I am so glad they're actually being addressed in this entire patch note thing. After that, though, AI opponents are no longer missing for the Race Con event in custom mode. After that, we have fixed AI opponents' erratic behavior in several events. That I could probably see. They do not know how to drive at times. The next one, Riding in my Buick, you went too far. Message will no longer appear after crossing the finish line at high speeds. When playing in a crew, the invitation to an event now displays a warning if the player hasn't unlocked the event yet. That is probably going to be a great thing to see. The next one though, fix many instances where players could enter crowd areas. That is something I would not expect. The next one though, AI improvements for Donk vs. Lowrider and Made in Japan playlist events. Not sure if they're going to be faster now. Maybe they were kind of insane before. Who knows? Might have to do some testing on that one. The next one though, racing line is not misaligned anymore during rocket science event. After that, guys, we have the ghost is now available for the event What Donk Business Is. We're then going to have the racing line no longer deviates from the main path in the event Life of Pierce. The final one here though, fixed occurrences where players appeared in front of AI using back on track feature at the beginning of a race. So that is going to do it for the entire events part of this. Now let's move over to the vehicles. The first one, the RPG crafting. Possibility to merge perf parts to obtain higher tier parts plus 2 bonus sets can now be applied. Only 3 parts are required to make a set. This is actually something I legit cannot wait to test out, guys. I'm really excited for it. The next one though, added rear view mirrors functionality on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. On PC, mirrors can be toggled in the game quality settings. After that, we're going to have several new special edition vehicles now have emissive liveries. And if you're wondering what that does actually mean, you're basically now going to have a livery that's pretty much going to radiate, or I guess you could probably say glow in the dark or something like that. The next one, the UI now shows a preview of a perf part rarity applied on a vehicle. Ain't that going to be something so happy about that? The next one, Street Tier Performance parts over level 600 can now be equipped on Street Tier 1 vehicles. Their level is automatically adjusted to 600 while they are equipped on a Street Tier 1 vehicle. Now, this I would say is actually going to be dope, but here's the thing. You will now be able to actually equip a Street Tier 2 part to like a Street Tier 1 vehicle and then automatically make that thing to level 600. Is this actually now going to mean if you actually did want to farm the Tier 2 vehicles and not Tier 1 for a set, you can now actually use something like Loot Digger, Score Breaker, put it on the Tier 1 class, and then basically go forward. Seems kind of interesting, but at the same time, though, kind of makes the Tier 1 parts a tad useless, you know what I mean? The next one, though, the helicopter can now be imported from the crew, too. Pretty dang exciting. Upgraded collision system and cameras with epic VFX, Chase Squad, of course, which is going to be the crashing animations and all that. The next one, though, improved tire tracks on tarmac. Tracks are more subtle to reflect the surface more realistically. This, I would say, is always going to be a nice change, guys. It really is going to be great when driving around and stuff, and I feel like players are really going to appreciate the details. And then for the next one, dashboard figures are now properly removed from the vehicle when unequipping them and then going back and forth into the vanity menu. We're then going to have fixed several visual effects for vehicle collisions that were not triggered properly. Fixed gear shifting animation for the Impala Sports Sedan. We're then going to have fixed occurrences where vanity items were interfering with car backfire. That I could probably see happening. After that though, guys, we're then going to have fixed interior objects when they were clipping. The next one, fixed several vehicles' interior visual bugs. After that, guys, fixed the Nissan R390 GT1 road version visual bugs on the vehicle model. We're then going to have the fixed Lamborghini Urus's hands position on the steering wheel. That I actually never took notice of. After that, though, we then have the vehicle level prediction when swapping part is now accurate. We're then going to have fixed the Misc option to change the color on the rims on the Ferrari F40 LM. I actually have an idea. Can we just actually get legitimate colored rims, man? We've had the same colored rims since the Crew 1, like why can't they change it? We're then going to have customization, fine-tuned colors now apply correctly. That I would say players are going to love. We're then going to have the rims of the Bugatti Chiron Carbon Edition now match the body color. After that, though, we have the rims are no more changing color when accelerating. That does not sound like correct English to me. The next one, several vehicles color preview is now working correctly. We then have players are not able to copy each other's liveries to their own library anymore. See, that I don't really understand. I don't think players are going to like this. I do understand that for one big reason players actually like someone else's livery, copy it, but now it seems they're not going to be able to do that, which is definitely kind of odd. Don't think anybody asked for it. The next one, vehicle damage in photo mode, is now working properly on the Buick GNX Tier 1. We then have fixed crashes in livery editor during stickers creation. That I do know for a fact has definitely been an issue for a lot of people. We're then going to have fixed several visual effects for vehicle collisions that were not triggered properly. After that, guys, fix short range for light beams on the KTM Expo GTX. The next one, it is now possible to change the rim colors on the Bugatti Noir. Probably did not say that right. The next one, though, fixed color squares on steering wheel for the interior designs number 2 and 4 for the Pagani Utopia. Kind of a cool little fix there. We're then going to have fixed the color of rims 2, 3, 4 of 86 on the Chevrolet Corvette C8. How about you just fix all the color of the rims, am I right? After that, the headlight color no longer changes when the player changes the windshield color on the Lotus Evija. Wait, bro, that's actually a thing? After that, we have fixed the missing red line on the Abarth 500 monster truck. We're then going to have fixed the corrupted reflection on the carbon materials in the interior customization menu. The next one, guys, fixed a typo in the name for the BMW. I am not going to try to pronounce that. Do let me know in the comments below if you want to break it down for me. The next one, livery option, is now available for the Ferrari F40 LM. We're then going to have fixed the Alfa Romeo Giulia. This is going to be for the Quad and the GTA M incorrect weight value. Not sure if that's actually going to make a difference. And then for the next thing, though, we have the world, which of course we are going to have the new island, which is going to be Maui. We're then going to have fixed text overlapping in the map filter. And then for the next thing though is going to be the weather and the atmospherics. The first one is going to be the volcanic plume, which I would say many players have already seen it. After that though, updated and refined the cloud system with more detailed volumetric rendering. We're then going to have a new weather cycle including lower clouds. We're then going to have improved lighting interactions with the clouds, improved night sky with stars and moon. I would actually say, guys, that is going to be incredibly dope to have new updates and stuff like that, especially making the world a tad more different. We're then going to have rendering and lighting, vastly improved shadows, which is going to be great, improve the reflections, improve the specular light response, and improve the tunnel lighting. Again, I see this as a huge win. We're then going to have the biomes and the vegetation. Volcano and bamboo forest, which I would say is going to be fairly obvious, new and improved waterfalls and streams, islands connected by sandbanks, taro and lavender fields, and then finally the canal. Again, this is probably going to be part of the new map, which I would say is fairly obvious, and how beautiful this is truly going to look. After that, we're then going to have the controls. Now, this is just for the PlayStation 5, though. Nitro button remapping for boats works as intended now. Not sure what was happening with that. Do let me know in the comments if you had an issue with that. The next thing is going to be for the platforms. The Crew Motorfest has been adapted to be enhanced with the PS5 Pro, 4K resolution with the PSSR technology and smoother performance, 16.96p average during missions before upscale, a richer, more detailed word with enhanced screen reflections, improved lighting, enhanced shadow quality, and more, introducing exclusive PS5 Pro graphics mode. Kind of sounds like the updated game that came out on PS5 a bit, which we all do know is Grand Theft Auto. We're then going to have the menus. The first one though is going to be adjusted the map navigation speed and zoom level to welcome the new island of Maui. We're then going to have fixed the text being cut when the text size is set to large. After that, guys, the playlist preview video no longer freezes when you enter and exit a playlist submenu quickly. Never actually had that issue, I think. We're then going to have fixed the irregular translation for damper rebound rear. German localization suspension settings in the Pro settings menu. After that, guys, we have the shop. The new Prestige ticket section can now be found in the shop menu. Use Prestige tickets to acquire past summer rewards. Prestige tickets can be earned in the newly improved custom mode. We're then going to have fixed text overlapping on the store's items. The next thing is going to be the activities. Fix the eView Observatory Photo Quest notification pop-up location. After that, we have fixed Donk vs. Lowrider side activities progression counter. If you are wondering, that was going to be an issue no matter what you actually did in the side activities of this playlist. It was always stuck on 6 out of 12. Now that should be fixed. We're then going to have fixed several challenges that could not be completed anymore since Season 4. This, I would say, is probably the biggest thing players were also looking for. Let's hope right now, guys, that many of the issues players were having are now going to be fixed. Also, I have to admit, let's hope we're not going to have new challenges that are actually going to be bugged out. And then for the next section, though, we have the main stage. Challenge for custom show is now validated regardless of if the player equipped the vehicle or not. We're then going to have players won't get the error 3_169 anymore after switching from multiple platforms. The next one, game does not display the server error 3_7 other numbers and obviously letters anymore after finishing any summon event or challenges. This, once again, I would say, guys, is going to be something players were having issues with. We're then going to have a player marked a vehicle as their favorite. It can't be registered by default to the custom show anymore if that vehicle isn't part of the theme. Did not actually know that was a thing. The next one, though, the friend to beat display is no longer present in a Summit Drift event. Always wondered why that was actually even there. We're then going to have fix the wrong clue for the Keep Your Compass event for the Bikers Custom Summit. The next one, guys, fix the mainstage challenges where vehicle conditions were not validated. After that, we have the Mainstage Legacy. That fix is going to be the Mainstage Legacy playlist can't be accessed and completed anymore through a crew event invite, even if 3 playlists are not completed. We're then going to have Grand Races. Added a no collision gameplay modifier to Grand Race events rotation. Now, I would say this is going to be something a lot of players did want. I would have to admit though guys, having a gameplay modifier in a grand race that's not going to be no collision is going to be a great idea, don't get me wrong, but here's another solution. Have two different options for grand races where one is going to be no collision, you can play that one, or have a regular grand race where collision is going to be a thing instead of having a modifier on it. Wouldn't that actually be easier? The next one, new grand race sections have been added to the rotation taking place on the new island of Maui. We're then going to have fixed respawn position on several grand race sections after using back on track. That I would say is going to be interesting. We're then going to have players can no longer fall through the map during a grand race. What? Wait, fall through the map, bro? That's a thing? My goodness. We're then going to have fix some grand race challenges not showing a required vehicle. That is once again going to fall into the category of broken playlist challenges. Hopefully it's now going to be fixed. We're then going to have the Demolition Royale. A new Demolition Royale arena has been added to the rotation, taking place on the new island of Maui. Let's actually hope we can get players in that game mode, because I do know most of the time you can barely find people in it. The next one though is going to be for the car meet. Stop engine and zoom buttons are no longer bound to the same key while interacting with car meet vehicles. The next one though, voting for your own car in the custom mode each day is now going to be possible again. I actually did not really understand why that went away. Maybe it was a bug or something, but I feel like a lot of players are going to be happy that this is returning. The next thing though, fixed inconsistent animation for the steering wheel inside the cars in the car meet. After that guys, out of the world scene is no more flashing after opening the main stage container in the car meet. Then we're going to have fixed the error code 3_10, and of course it's going to be a lot of numbers and letters again, affecting the players when buying own vehicle / vanity in the custom show. After that guys, we have player name is now correctly displayed on the plate tag after registering that vehicle for the custom show. And then the final one here in the car meet is the environment is not dark anymore during a test drive from the custom show shop menu. After that guys, we're then going to have the audio, so there's a ton of new songs added. I'm sure a lot of people are probably going to be aware of those, so I'm not going to go over all of them, but I am going to go over some of the new or even the fixed things they did add. Sounds added on waiting cinematics is going to be a new thing. We're then going to have just for the PS5 enhanced Dolby Atmos for home theater support. Atmos, you get the gist of it. After that, fix the placeholder voice that could be heard in the new main stage videos. The final one is going to be fix the Redliner kit engine sound functionality. That I am definitely going to have to hear because I did get on the game and record the other one before they did end up fixing it, so I'm going to have to compare those. We're then going to have the driver fix all bomber jackets clipping with inside inner t-shirt after selecting various victory animation. We're then going to have fix the legend points value reset that was sometimes occurring on a driver page. The final one here though, BMW lifestyle outfit parts are now available after being received as a gift pack. After that guys, we have the Vanities. Imported smoke vanity is no longer going upwards on drift cars in free drive. That probably looked very odd. For the next one though, we have the crew invite. The first one is going to be fix the issues when a crew's host was excluded after invite sending. We're then going to have players do not fail anymore to join the existing crew after accepting an invite in a suspended state. The last one here for the crew invite, fix the incorrect representation of players displayed on the player session card. After that guys, we have the leaderboard. Now the first one for this is going to be specifically for the PlayStation 5. Scores equal to basically 0 on a clock or no more sent in the PS5 challenge leaderboard. That I would probably say I've actually seen a couple of times looking at a leaderboard, so at least that is now going to be removed. The next one, no more irregular scorings are present for slalom leaderboard event in the summits. This I actually have not even noticed. I don't actually think it's been broken. I do know the scorings cap, maybe players are getting a higher score before. Not really too sure on that one, but hey, at least it is going to be fixed. We're then going to have the prologue. This one is going to be AI no longer goes out of the arena after getting pushed by a player from the bridge in the off-road event prologue. For the next one though, players are no longer going out of the world after missing event checkpoints and getting back on track automatically in the off-road event prologue. For the next one though, we are then going to have performance. When resuming the console from rest mode, the game is no longer stuck in the playlist unlock cinematic. After that guys, we have the fix the Intel ARC GPU severe flickering observed during gameplay. I did actually see some footage of like a game looking super bright. Not sure if that's going to be the same thing, but maybe it's probably going to be fairly on the similar track there. The next one, players are not facing infinite loading screens anymore after reaching maxed out bucks. This is actually an issue I did have. Now, I did end up pretty much being around 99 million, so I did not end up going through this issue. The next one, the error 3 underscore D7, and then obviously a bunch of letters and numbers, no longer occurs after purchasing the welcome pack on 2 different platforms. We're then going to have the next one. Now, this is only for the PC side of it. Fixed occurrences where players were getting disconnected with the 3 underscore A8. Of course, a bunch of numbers and letters again. Error code. After that, guys, we have the UI. Change difficulty pop-up is no longer proposed throughout a session after answering no. That I actually never had an issue with. After that, though, the music player opening input is no more blocked when being in an event tag. And now finally getting to the last part of all the patch notes is going to be the Misc. The first one here is going to be new affixes have been added for the chase gameplay. We're then going to have the new animated emotes. After that, though, we then have the fix the corrupted graphical texture found in the Mokapu Beach. We're then going to have the fix the headlights brightness on bikes in first person view. After that, we have reward titles will now be collected properly. The final one here, time-limited challenges are now rewarding the user XP and in-game prize in Ubisoft Connect. That is indeed going to do it, guys, for all of the patch notes coming today in Season 5. There was definitely a lot of stuff here. I was actually a bit surprised when I did click on this. I was like, yo, these are actually a lot of patch notes. I would say the biggest things here players are probably looking at is, for one, going to be the playlist challenges. Hopefully all of them are indeed going to be fixed. And then on the other side of that, let's all hope we do not actually have new issues that come with it. The other thing I would say with that, guys, is probably going to be being able to be in a crew a bit easier. Being able to see your friend joining races without always having a problem with it. Do let me know your thoughts on the patch notes in the comments below. I would actually say this is pretty dang impressive.